Imagine being in a storm. Violent winds, deafening thunder, cutting rain. Now imagine that this storm is happening inside your head. Every day, with every decision, with every moment of silence, thousands of thoughts compete for your attention like warriors in battle. Nowadays, with the advent of social media, your brain is constantly bombarded with stimuli, news, videos, photos, memes. It feels like an untamable storm. But one man mastered this storm called the mind, Miyamoto Musashi, one of the greatest samurai in Japanese history. He achieved something far more valuable: inner peace amidst the chaos. Today, you'll learn the secret it took him decades to discover, and in just a few minutes, your mind will never be the same again. Before I teach you the first lesson, I ask that you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and activate the bell so you don't miss any new content. Now, back to the video. First lesson: the invisible problem. There is an enemy we all face. Musashi called this enemy the enemy that does not bleed. It is something you cannot touch, cannot see, but that defeats you every day. You know when you spend 2 hours on Instagram and feel empty? When you put off an important call for weeks? When you have a brilliant idea at 3 a.m., but in the morning it seems stupid? This isn't laziness or ADHD. It's your mind waging war against you. The problem isn't negative thoughts. It's that you've become their hostage, like a samurai who hands over his katana to the enemy. Musashi discovered that our mind has two states: the warrior spirit, focused, decisive, present, and the ghost spirit, which lives in the past, in the future, in possibilities that never existed. Stop and think, what exists beyond the present? The past is already past, there's no going back. The future hasn't yet happened and is a mystery, but the present exists and it is a gift. The question is, which of the two spirits is controlling your life right now? Second lesson: the single cut technique. Musashi had a legendary technique, the single cut, a move so precise that it could decide a duel in seconds. Your mind needs the same precision. You can use this technique to overcome overthinking. Here's the secret: when a thought paralyzes you, you have exactly 3 seconds to cut it. Don't negotiate, don't analyze, cut it. What if I fail? Cut. What if I'm not good enough? Cut. What if CUT? It's not about stopping thinking. It's about stopping feeding the thoughts that weaken you. Musashi said, "A warrior does not fight with anger. He fights with clarity." When you cut off parasitic thinking, you are not being violent with your mind. You are being surgical. Don't let your own mind paralyze you. Take back control. Third lesson: the silent morning ritual. Every day before sunrise, Musashi did something that changed his life forever. He sat in silence for 10 minutes. He didn't meditate, he didn't pray, he simply was present. This isn't just about spirituality, it's strategy. Your mind is like a lake. When it's turbulent, you can't see the bottom. When it's calm, you see everything with crystal clarity. Here's the ritual that will transform your days. Agreement: 10 minutes of silence, one priority. No cell phones, no news, no endless to-do lists. In those 10 minutes, you're not trying to empty your mind. You're letting thoughts pass by like clouds in the sky, observing but not clinging. Then you choose one thing, the most important one, and do that first. Musashi won not only because he was stronger, but because he was clearer. Clarity is the superpower no one teaches you in school. In school and college, we learn about a variety of topics, but we don't learn to be clear about what we want or about our thoughts and actions. If you know exactly what you want, you'll save a lot of time. People who lack clarity constantly change their minds, opinions, and focus, failing to complete anything they start. Tomorrow, before you do anything, try this. Just 10 minutes. Your mind will resist. It will invent 1,000 urgencies. Ignore them. This is your first duel of the day. Fourth lesson, the power of quick decision-making. Musashi never spent more than 30 seconds analyzing a situation. Do you know why? Because he understood that a good decision executed is better than a perfect decision imagined. Have you ever heard of the restaurant dilemma? You spend 20 minutes looking at the menu, change your mind 5 times, and end up not even liking what you ordered. This happens because you're trying to predict the future, but the future doesn't exist. There's only the next step. We can say that Musashi used the 30-second rule. 10 seconds to understand the situation, 10 seconds to see options, 10 seconds to decide and act. Does it work for everything? Of course not, but it works for 80% of the decisions you put off every day. That message you need to send, 30 seconds. That course you want to take, 30 seconds. That difficult conversation, 30 seconds. In some cases, you don't need that much time. Some of the biggest decisions of your life will be made in just a few seconds, in a moment of courage. Fear doesn't diminish with time, it increases. Confidence comes from action, not endless preparation. Don't wait until you're 100% ready to act. Simply act and confidence will follow. Musashi said, "To hesitate is to have already lost." Not because the first option is always right, but because acting gives you information, and information gives you power. Fifth lesson, the art of ignoring. Musashi had a skill few samurai possessed. He knew what to ignore. In combat, 1,000 stimuli compete for your attention. The wind, the position of the sun, the noise of the crowd, the movement of your opponent's clothing. But only one thing matters: where he's going to attack. Your life is the same. 1,000 stimuli compete for your attention every day, but only a few truly matter. Musashi created what I call the circle of relevance. Inside the circle, family, health, purpose, growth. Outside the circle, other people's opinions, comparisons, unnecessary drama. The question that will change your life: is this in or out of my circle? That Twitter argument? Out of the loop. That comment about your appearance? Out of the loop. That worry about what people will think? Out of the loop. It's not about being insensitive. It's about preserving your mental energy for what really matters. Musashi said, "A warrior chooses his battles, not because he's a coward, but because he's strategic. All energy spent on something irrelevant is energy stolen from the essential." Today, make a list. 5 things you need to stop paying attention to. And every time they come up, remember, out of the circle. Practical challenge, the 7 days of the samurai. Now comes the most important part, practice. Musashi said that knowledge without action is illusion. Here is the 7-day samurai challenge. Day 1. Practice the single cut. Every time a thought paralyzes you, cut it in 3 seconds. Day 2. Do the silent morning ritual, 10 minutes of silence plus 1 priority. Day 3. Use the 30-second rule on 3 small decisions. Day 4. Define your circle of relevance. Write 5 things in and 5 things out. Day 5. Practice mindful breathing before every important task. Day 6. Focus on 1 task at a time. No multitasking. Day 7. Accept 3 of your imperfections and turn each one into action. Don't try to do everything at once. 1 day, 1 lesson. As Musashi said, the path of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. At the end of the 7 days, you won't be the same person. Your mind will be clearer, your decisions will be quicker, and your inner peace will be more solid. But remember, this is just the beginning. The true path of the samurai is a lifelong journey. Musashi spent 60 years perfecting his mind. You have a few minutes head start. He said something I've never forgotten. The true warrior is not the one who always wins, but the one who never gives up fighting. Your mind will resist. It will make excuses, create false urgencies, whisper that you're incapable. This is normal. Everyone goes through it. The difference is that now you have the tools. You know how to cut through the parasitic thoughts. You know how to create mental clarity. You know how to turn hesitation into action. Don't wait until you feel ready. Don't wait until you have time. Don't wait until Monday. Start now. Cut out a thought that's paralyzing you. Make a decision you've been putting off. Take a step, even a small one, because in the end, we are not judged by the thoughts we had, but by the actions we took. The samurai within you is waiting. Don't keep him waiting any longer. Time to fight, time to win, time to live.